It's okay.
Send it to what is the effect to Dr. Message?
First of all, the restoration of the military court was intended in particular to deal with the Westj, whom Museveni and his son must keep in prison. So all these games you have been seeing in the magistrate courts in Nakawa and the High Court were a tactic to delay processes in the normal civilian court to ensure that if Westj is finally released, and I can assure you sooner than later you're going to see the High Court releasing Westj, and then he will be arrested and taken back to the General Court Martial. So the changes to the UPDF law were specifically to deal with the Westj and other political prisoners. But Museveni and his son must understand that this law will challenge it. In fact, we should have challenged it long ago, but Museveni delayed signing or assenting to it. Now that he assented to it, so we're also aware of the moves behind his signature. So sooner than later we will be in the court to challenge, because Parliament undermined the Constitution in passing this law, yet as Parliament we are commanded by the Constitution not to make any decision whose effect alter a decision of any court of law. So, but we are aware, I think now Museveni's son, you will see him sooner than later celebrating that now they have a military law. So if the normal court to which they have failed to present witnesses and evidence release Dr. Westj, now they can take him back to the military court.
Okay, so what does this now mean to the members of
At this level, first of all, laws in Uganda are not applied retrospectively. You cannot use the UPDF law to go and validate cases that were closed by the Supreme Court. But under Museveni, anything is possible. So at Parliament, I think I only pray that one day we get to see other MPs charged under the same law that they have made, the same way it happened to Mambabas with the Public Order Management Act. I warned him here, he supported it. He was the very first person to be arrested in Jinja. So these NRM MPs, wait when you see Museveni arresting them and they are charged under the same law. But for us as leaders and as opposition, we will go to court, to the Constitutional Court and Supreme Court to challenge this law because it was passed in total violation of the Constitution. Okusoka lineteeka Museveni yalireeta nga omuntu nambeemu gwe bateekwa oddikozesaako Dr. Westj. Era kyovala kooti okuva e Nakawa mu High Court bonna babadde balina obuzannyo bwe bazannya. Twali ewa Justice Comfort n'agamba nti Westj ebisaanyizo by'okufuna beyiro byonna abina naye njimumye. Twabadde Nakawa omulamuzi gwe yita Christine Nantege ne tumugamba nti mu Constitution omuntu bw'aweza ennaku 180 nga ali ku remand automatic ateekwa okufuna beyiro n'agaana n'anoonya ensonga. So balaba nga babadde balwalwawo okko basobozese Museveni okuteeka omukono ku tteeka lino, era kati teweewuunya nga tugenze mu High Court ne bata Besigye ne baddamu ne bamukwata kubanga mutabani wa Museveni ne Museveni badde balindirira tteeka lino. Naye kirungi Parliament mu kuyisa etteeka lino yamenya Ssemateeka egamba nti Parliament teeyise nga kiteeso kyonna ekisazaamu okusalawo kwa kooti. Kooti yasalawo nti basivilian tebasobola kubatwala mu kooti z'amagye, Parliament n'ekisazaawo. So eno wiiki wenagwerako nga tuli mu kooti tukonkona mulyango tubaga nti Parliament yamenya etteeka, twete tusobola kuyitwala mu kooti nga Museveni anaakuteekako mukono. Yandoza ensonga lwaki naye abadde aluddewo ng'akyabiyiiya, naye kati kaagutaddeko etteeka ligenda kusibira mu kooti. Abaka ba Parliament abasinga obungi wano nabagamba nti Museveni alinga nga mpologoma, enjala bwe muluma ekimulinaanye kyalya, kati balindeko nabo olunaku lwabwe kubanga twali wano nga tuyisa etteeka erya Public Order Management. Ojjukira nti baleeta poliisi n'ensitula okuva mu Parliament, abamu bazinanga abantu bali mu kakiiko k'empisa siyina mpisa, naye Katonda mulungi etteeka eryo gwe baasooka odivunaaliyamu yali John Patrick Amama Mbabazi ng'agenza okuba olukungaana ejjinya ne bamukwata ku kitogi. Kati ne bano ababaka bano ab'NRM bano linda kujja kulya nga ate ne batandise okulivuma bo bennyini nga Museveni alina gwakwatiddemu kubanga ekigenda Museveni tayagala kuwa bantu bail alina ogigaba kaakati mu tteeka lya UPDF limuyamba okutwala mu kooti y'amagye tomuwa bail oyo muwe kati gwe balinda ojja.
Yeah, the bill generally is a good one simply because the possession of these guns in the hands of the untrained on the civilians is so dangerous to the peace and security and the development of the place, because much of the guns or many of the guns has been handled as a source of income for many youth. So it is a scaring tool. And now when they have seen that the gun is not for such a purpose, then they will revert back to agriculture. And therefore we shall develop. Otherwise, the gun should be able to stay in the hands of those ones who are trained, for example, or who are lancers to handle and who tame the gun. Because the gun in Karamoja, for example, has not only destabilized themselves, but has also maimed many and robbed many with their property, and also scared the production, because people could not go far to produce because of fear of these cattle rustlers, or people who have the guns in their own hands, who think the gun can shout more than what they could do in order to attain those things for their own development. So, to me, the bill, the content of the bill is very good. And I grew up, as my father said, there was what they call Karamoja Act. In the Karamoja Act, according to the colonial saying, is that people understand from the buttocks. You need to cane them. So by taking the gun, it is bringing people to understand that when you go wrong, you can easily be what? Disciplined. So basically the gun does not do anything good for it. There's no cause of having a gun. It doesn't develop anybody, though it is perpetuated by those ones who handle that the gun is a source of income, which income is a robbed income and a scaring income. So the bill in its sense is very, very good. To me, I support it, and with the time, we shall see Karamoja coming up to compete with the rest of Uganda.
But there is one thing I want to understand. Is it a fact that these military, to what extent they help to pacify
The military what?
military courts?
It is not about the military courts that are pacified, for example, but it is about how the disarmament alone and how government has sensitized and educated people. Like for now, the education which is being taken now to disarm people is not forceful. It is about intelligent-led. If you have a gun, they tell you what it is. And people have understood. And because of the havoc or the atrocities or the danger the gun has caused to Karamoja, it has made everybody to accept that let the gun go and we live peacefully without threats, without being scared to go and do your production in the vacant land, in the lands that are more fertile for you to produce food for yourself.
The press wants to pick. Where's my inquisitive man? He had started asking me about it. Where there was one of our own ladies who expressed interest, called Akol Odeke Helen. And it had been issues which the press was rounding about. The Secretariat has done due diligence and all investigations were done. A letter has been written to me by the Secretary General, which I have, that a call should be denominated. She cannot be nominated anyway. She had expressed interest, but we shouldn't nominate her because she had expressed interest in a village as a person from a village where she has no residence. She only bought land in some village in Bukedea. The village where she had claimed that she bought land and she has a home, is called Kokonyele Village in Malera Parish, Malera Sub-County, Bukedea District. It has come to light that Miss Akol Helen Odeke does not reside in that area, does not have a permanent residence in that area, even a temporary one of 1 year. She only claims to have bought a piece of land. Now, the lawyers is that if, for example, I'll use myself as an example, Tango Doi has land scattered all over in Chiruhura, in Namutumba, in Pakwash, in Tororo. Does that qualify him to be a resident? The fact that I have not built in those pieces of land and I don't reside in those homes, I don't even have a structure called a home, does not qualify me to be a person from that village. So she was erroneously put in our register. The village deleted the register. The LOC community wrote to us saying, we don't know her. Even the land, I've got another letter that even the land there is being questioned, but that's a matter of court. What is it in brief? Miss Akol Helen Odeke will not be nominated to contest for District 1 MP of Bukedea because she does not qualify on NRM ticket. As NRM, we nominate and give the flag. Officially, the flag to the Right Honorable Speaker, Annette. By this letter from the Secretary General, it is humble, but I've been ordered not to nominate Odeke. I therefore declare you as flag bearer unopposed. You want to take any questions? Yes. We can turn and she takes a few questions.